So I was enjoying the many conversations you had also about the power of thoughts, and someone asked you the difference between elevated thoughts and powerful thoughts. And you mentioned that elevated thoughts will be powerful. And now that we are also at the time of Raki, I was wondering, how do you organize our thinking in terms of what's the difference between a pure thought and an elevated thought? In a sense, can an elevated thought be other than a pure thought? Like are they? How do you connect them? And today there's the idea of concentration, controlling, but also Baba talks about determination. So how do you put all these together? Determination, controlling, concentration, purity, and elevated thought. Is there an order going on in my thoughts?
Mm. Thoughts are pure, but then they're not unadulterated in the sense of there could be some desires mixed in the thoughts. There could be little bit of whatever subtle. Today when I was offering book, certain flaws are left in the diamond, certain very subtle weaknesses. And all that when they are mixed, then they are pure and they are elevated, but they're not necessarily very clean, clean in the sense of very, very altruistic and really just be doing it for love for Baba. So like Dadi used to tell us that you could be on the road, could be high speed, but you still have to be careful of other cars, So it's just like, how do I keep my intentions, my thoughts, my desires completely altruistic, and they are just for me for my self-progress, my self-perfection. And so I have to observe my thoughts and say that, is there anything adulterated in my thought? Even they are elevated, as you said, that pure thoughts are elevated, or if all elevated thoughts are pure thoughts. It's like even, certain things we need to do and we should do, but sometimes the desire to do is so powerful that we cross some of the boundaries, sometimes of relationships, sometimes of maryadas. And so I think that at this time our purity is that we need to be completely clean. And then as we become clean, there is simplicity, and it's like our thoughts are very, very clean. So we are pure, but for Rakhi, Baba said today, the little flaws which are left have to be removed. And very interesting aspect Baba brought out. What brings true closeness is our stage of perfection. Like some ask in Golden Age, our relationships are based on purity. Baba's purity, then Mama's purity, then Dadi's, so their relationship will be very, very close. So I think that elevated, determined, is for service, all that is elevated, right? But within that elevated, there has to be 100% purity. And that means no adulteration.
I know sometimes it seems a little bit, difficult in a sense that old sanskars also create thoughts. And sometimes it seems like you want to remember Baba, you want to be nice to someone, but they say something, and before you know, a thought comes in and it's not the right thought. So what's your suggestion to clean the thought, to maintain clean thoughts?
Holding something from the past, from a situation or from even if we at that time we say it's all right, but if it has gone in and stays, then it becomes my attitude. And when it's attitude, then the thoughts emerge based on not only attitude, but one thing I learned when I was in Lokikwe also, when you hear anything about anyone, you say so and so is like that, then they used to say, don't hold to the impressions based on what you have heard. Because when you have impression, oh, this soul is like that, this is what I have heard. This soul is like that, this is what I have heard, right? And that really is not pure, no, because your relationship with that soul, what you heard is not necessarily is your experience, right? So I am very careful into not forming impressions about anyone because those connect with the sanskars, some kind of karmic account. So then our response to that person is coming from what I am holding, or my drishti, or my attitude, which all is very subtle, they're not visible, but that purity is not there. I check and I immediately know if someone comes and tell me something about someone, so that flavor comes in our relationship, and that flavor doesn't bring true love, doesn't bring closeness, doesn't create trust on each other. Very, very subtle. So our attention should be let go, completely, so that it doesn't influence me or affect me. I hold that impression for that person. Because
You're talking,
if I have to help the soul to transform, then I don't have to have that kind of drishti for that soul, rather to have elevated thoughts, elevated drishti. And then we see the result.
you're talking about the intention, and sometimes I wonder if, the intention is good, but lately I found that if I don't have really strong determination, that intention doesn't become real. It's there. I want to, but like Baba said, there's one why, how, and it doesn't become wow. And I find the wow comes when determination is the driving force to take me beyond the pull of old samskars, weak thoughts, like what you call adulterated thoughts as well. And I wonder sometimes how to create that determination so our intentions can be also, executed properly or manifested properly.
But Baba had been using these two words, these few days, controlling power and ruling power, So I think a combination of both, controlling power, because then when you will say, yes, it's only when there is determination. I think this determination is the energy which also comes from purity. Because purity is quite a big power, and that power creates many different powers, right? And one of that is determination. It's not kind of forceful, it's not kind of stubborn, it's not kind of pushy, but it comes from our purity in a very natural way. Like Brahma Baba didn't seem like he was struggling for anything with himself or with anyone, but he had determination. His renunciation, his surrender, everything showed a lot of determination. So sometimes determination is also, we see that, I'm like forcefully doing it, but we have to be very natural. And I think that determination comes from, it could be love, it could be purity, it from other values, other virtues, that determination is created.
I know sometimes Baba, he's very skillful in a way in making us raise the hand, can you commit for 3 months, like in many latest Murli, he wanted for 3 months to,
And
change, not having any waste thoughts or having different attitude. And I say, yes, okay, I can raise my hand. And now we're tying Raki, and as I'm talking to you in Montreal, we are having a program now for Raki. And this is a time when we create determined thought. But some people, I know sometimes even for me, I think, okay, but I'm creating the same determined thought as last year. And it lasted for a few months, but I have to create it again. So is it normal that we have to create the same determined thought again and again? Or is it that we didn't create it determined enough? And what would be the right determined thought you feel we should create when we tie Raki?
I should have just one thought.
Mm.
I don't give choice to myself, right? You require determination when you have choice. I want to do this. No. This is what it is. No, this is what I have to be. Just one thought, pure thought, is what really where determination will naturally work. I don't have only one thought. Let's say I have to remember Baba, I have to be perfect, I have to be completely pure, and so just have one thought. Now, naturally, from time to time, you have to remind yourself of that thought, or you hear the words that can also help you. So for me, determination is not, it's the energy which is coming from your purity and just one thought. And that definitely will be determined thought. So you're not giving any suspicion, lack of trust, all that weakness is combined with one thought.
Mm.
I don't know if
So,
I'm making it clear, but
yeah, no, it is. It is. I know we often go around similar ideas, but I think when we listen to them again and again differently, it's very important because Iraqis every year we have that same aim. We want to create that purity. We want to have a clean record. We want to fulfill Baba's requests also. And yet, yeah, Baba always says, Maya is watching you. She's listening. She's waiting for you. And she finds a way to, change your mind a little bit. So we need to be reminded all the time, definitely. Yeah. Someone
yeah,
has a different, please.
Maya is actually some of the traces which are left from
Mm,
our weaknesses. And weaknesses are not, one is defects, and defects are big. Weaknesses are that you are on the way to recover completely. So we have to find a very decent and royal words for us so
mm.
that we understand and we are able to do in a very royal way. We don't
Someone
want
has
to be warriors. We want to be deities. So deities did kill devils, but we not warriors.
I was asked to to talk about tennis on a spiritual level. And I was sharing that for me, tennis or any sport is a little bit a combination of, in a way you have to be in a war. You have to fight against an enemy. You have to understand this is a drama, but also it's a game. And I find that in my little struggle, not struggle, but my challenge with Maya, Baba says you are on the battlefield and you have to be victorious, but you also have to understand it's a drama, but also you have to play the game. So I thought it was very similar to have those three and to be to do it royally, to do it nicely, like a glorious warrior, enjoying drama, but also being a good player was okay as a combination.
But also knowing, as Baba said, Maya is ready to leave you. So she comes to say goodbye, but we start entertaining Maya. And while entertaining, she caught us, like we get into trouble. So, but we are watching, it's Maya, and we say, okay, hello, goodbye, We don't entertain Maya. That means, sometimes we are guilty about many things. Sometimes our weaknesses, we take it so much like, oh, I have this weakness. But maybe weakness has come to say goodbye to you. So always this elevated word is very good, Think higher, think elevated. Maybe whatever you're thinking, that sanskar is about to leave you. So I think that again a very self-trust is important. Time, faith in Baba, and time, drama, I never look at like what is not right, what is not, always look at what more we can do, what better we can do, what elevated we can do. I was thinking that, sometimes when you look at in path of bhakti, any temple, any idol is so well worshipped. There is abundance of everything, even in Lokik ashrams, and we are Baba's children, right? And we have purity. But what is needs in us to be more, so that not only task is accomplished, but it's accomplished in very well way. So I'm kind of thinking about, we have powers, but maybe we don't know how to kind of be image of that power, so that all the elements, all the resources, everything is available for service. Right?
Someone, just to finish, maybe someone has a question in a totally different area, but interesting to connect. And someone is asking, when a soul is very Paka Brahmin and a good effort maker, but still doesn't get support from anyone, Lokik or Alokik, and keep facing obstacles, what does it mean? Is it because Baba wants that soul to be more strong and take support only of Baba? Or is it that the soul is not pure and doesn't have a pure remembrance of Baba? So is it the soul's fault, or is it Drama's fault or Baba's fault?
No. If you have obstacles, if we look at Brahma Baba, when establishment began, so many picketing happened, society was against, and Baba never saw them as obstacles. Baba saw them, these are the test papers, and Baba never called it karmic account. I'm now settling. People are defaming now, so it's now I'm settling. We never heard these words, right, from Baba. And Baba said, no, it's in drama. It had to happen. But, one of the part which you said, look at that as a game, as you are playing. Somewhere, I don't know if we should see them as obstacles or just see them as scenes of drama, Why I feel that these are obstacles. These are scenes of drama, they will pass, But
Do you
if I
believe that? Do you believe that Baba can test the soul? Do you think that Baba is playing with testing us sometimes, or no?
Baba's test is in a different way. Baba's test is that I am calling out, and I seek help, and Baba is detached observer at that time. But Baba doesn't take tests, right? Tests are really self-created. Nobody takes tests of anyone, right? Self-created, how do I look at the things? What do I understand of these situations? So they just When I asked Baba why these situations come, why all this happened, and Baba said, just to give you experience, right? Because when you have experience, then if someone asks you, you will tell this is how it is. But if you haven't, gone through or experienced or learned, how do you going to teach anyone, no? So all that, if you look at Baba, look at Mama, Dadis, so don't feel that it's happening only with you.